Welcome to Bryan, Ohio and Spangler Candy World. I'm Kirk Bashaw, the chairman and CEO of Spangler Candy Company. My great-grandfather helped found the company with his two brothers back in 1906, which makes me a fourth-generation family member. So hi, Drum Man. Everyone, this is the Dum Dums Drum Man. Since 1966, he's been our inspiration, helping make candy a magical experience, which brings smiles to millions of people each and every day. What's that, Drum Man? You need help making dum-dums in the dum-dum kitchen? Would you all like to come to the factory and see how we make the candy? Drum Man, why don't you use your magic and we'll all go to the factory. Are we ready? Here we go! Wow, the Williams County Courthouse looks even more majestic from the air. It's on the Registry of Historical Buildings and was built in 1891. A decade later, my great-great-uncle, Arthur Spangler, bought the Gold Leaf Baking Powder Company out of bankruptcy and moved the operation to the corner of Bryan Square. In 1916, Spangler Candy moved to its current location, which today has grown to nearly 1 million square feet. Spangler and Bryan have grown together, with many Spangler leaders and employees making significant contributions to help grow the community. In the early 1900s, Omar Spangler, one of the first generation leaders, and my great-great-grandfather, helped start Bryan Municipal Utilities, our local utility company. Today, the utility company and the residents of Bryan own the water tower. In 2022, the water tower was repainted with 8 65-foot-high dum-dums. If it held lollipops, the water tower could hold about 75 million dum-dums, about 1 week of production. As we approach the factory and make our way to the Dum Dums kitchen, we are welcomed by some of our more than 500 candy makers. Each day, they make over 12 million Dum Dums, 1.5 million candy canes, 2 million pieces of bit of honey, and 500,000 circus peanuts. Hey, Drum Man, doesn't it smell great here in the Dum Dums kitchen? Now let's go show our guests how we make the candy. At the beginning of the process, sugar and corn syrup are mixed in these giant cookers, which heat the candy to over 285 degrees. Then we add a little coloring and flavoring before mixing it all together in these huge mixing tables. That 150-pound batch of candy will make nearly 14,000 dum-dums. Now, the candy goes up and over to the dum-dums press. This machine takes the rope of candy, which is still quite soft, puts the stick in, and cranks out nearly 2,000 hot dum-dums per minute. Next, we have to cool the pops before they drop downstairs to the wrapping machines. Which put that familiar dum-dum sachet wrap on the pop. From here, the pops continue to our pack-out area.
We interrupt this program to bring you breaking news. We are receiving reports out of Bryan, Ohio that the Dum Dums Drum Man may be missing at the Spangler Candy Company. Sources report that while the Drum Man has been known to play pranks and hide, he's never hid for this long, and now they are fearing the worst. The Drum Man was last seen in the factory helping to make dum-dums. We have a crew on the way, and we'll update you as soon as we can confirm these reports. This is a developing story. For now, back to the regularly scheduled program.
Now, let's take a look at how some of our specialty lollipops are made. Our Dum Dums Flat Pop line is able to swirl 2 flavors and colors together. The 2 flavors come down the rollers and are combined. The rope of candy is then cut, pressed flat, sticks are added, the wrapper applied, and the finished pops move up the conveyor at a rate of 800 pops per minute to the pack-out area.
We interrupt this program to bring you continuing coverage of the missing Dum Dums Drum Man at the Spangler Candy Company in Bryan, Ohio. We now take you to news correspondent Chris Peterson on the scene with an update. Chris, what's the latest?
We are here at Spangler Candy World in Bryan, Ohio, and a source at the Spangler Candy Company has just confirmed to me that the Drum Man is missing. Here's why that's important. The drum man brings magic to the candy factory. He is critical to the operation, which will have to shut down, they tell me, if he is not found soon. Bryan, Ohio, of course, is the lollipop capital of the world. They make more lollipops here than any other factory. That is now in jeopardy. We'll keep you updated on this situation from Bryan, Ohio. For now, I'm Chris Peterson, 22 Action News. Back to regular programming.
Marshmallow circus peanuts start out as an orange liquid made primarily of sugar. It gets mixed and heated in our kitchen before moving through the pipes and getting deposited into a cornstarch mold. Here, the metal molds make the impressions in the starch. Then the orange banana-flavored liquid is deposited into the impressions. The peanuts will need to cure over 24 hours before we dump them out when they're firm, filter out the starch, and send the peanuts to the pack-out area.
Our programming for some breaking news. The Dum Dum Drum Man has gone missing. We now go live to Jerry Anderson at the Spangler Candy Company with more on this important story. Jerry?
Thanks, Chris. We're here on location now, right at the scene, the Spangler Candy Factory. I'm joined by Rena Buchanan. Check this out. Rena has worked for Spangler for over 50 years. Incredible run, Rena, but I have to ask you, how are the candy makers here reacting to this, well, disturbing news?
Well, 50 years here, Drum Man has never come up missing. He always has a smile on his face. He likes to tell jokes. He likes to play around, but he's never, ever come up missing. If we don't find him, the magic will be gone and there'll be no more candy.
Wow, no candy. Think about that, Chris, where a major development is happening right here at Spangler Candy. And think about this. This is the only major manufacturer of candy canes in the entire United States. So picture Christmas, Christmas trees, stockings, all going bare with no candy unless the Drum Man is located soon. Let's get it back to you, Chris.
Thank you, Jerry. As you can see, concerned citizens are gathering here in downtown near Spangler Candy World. They are showing an outpouring of support, trying to find the Drum Man. We will keep you updated on the situation. Reporting from Bryan, Ohio, I'm Chris Peterson, 22 Action News. Now back to regular programming.
Now let's take a look at how candy canes are made. The cooking process for candy canes is similar to lollipops. The difference is after we flavor the candy, we have to make the stripes. Here our expert candy cane cooks are making traditional peppermint candy canes. They add the stripes to the outside of a 125-pound candy log, which will make about 4,000 candy canes. The candy log is put into the batch roller, which makes the candy smaller and smaller, and then twist it to form the familiar candy cane stripes. The candy is then cut into sticks. Once we put the wrapper on the candy, we put a crook in the cane while it's still hot. Now we cool the canes down before our robots put them in the candy cane box. Here, candy cane boxes are inserted into the cases by robots before they head over to the palletizing area. All of our candy gets transported by over a half-mile of conveyors to our pack-out area. In the pack-out area, dum-dums, specialty lollipops, and marshmallow circus peanuts come down the conveyors, where they are hand-inspected one last time. Then, they go up a conveyor to a scale system, which measures the correct amount of product. The product gets dropped into a bag, which gets sealed, goes through another scale, into our automatic pack-out machine. This equipment automatically forms the case before heading up the elevators to the palletizing machines. These palletizing machines align the cases before before stacking them on a wood pallet, layer by layer. Watch as the machine sets down a new layer. We can stack over 100 cases per pallet. The trolley will move the pallet to the stretch wrapper. Once complete, the pallet will be transported to a warehouse, where it will be shipped to stores in all 50 states and over a dozen countries around the world.
We're live at Spangler Candy, but the situation is frankly deteriorating. Shipments out of this factory have simply stopped. Even a truck destined to deliver candy to the Spangler Candy world is unable to be loaded. The Spangler candy makers just cannot go on without the drum man. Joining me now live, Lynn Whelan, Vice President of Manufacturing. Lynn, good to have you along. I know tough circumstances, but how are the candy makers here reacting to the loss of the drum man?
Yeah, thank you, Jerry. Our people are devastated. I mean, just devastated. The drum man brings millions of smiles to our business every day, and his magic and just the fact we cannot locate him anywhere in the facility has us concerned. We are putting the factory on lockdown now as we speak so we can try and locate him. If he's anywhere in the facility, we're going to find him.
Well, thanks for your time. Good luck. That's the situation from here. I'm going to stay on top of it right now. Let's get you back to our regular program.
Some Spangler products, such as Sweethearts and Necco wafers, are made in other locations. Bit of Honey is made in Bryan in a separate building from Dum Dums and Candy Canes. Corn syrup and sugar are mixed with honey, roasted almond bits, powdered sugar, and dried milk and coconut oil. Once the mixture thickens, it goes over a cooling wheel until it attains a smooth texture. The candy is transported to the batch roller, then it moves to the sizing wheels, then it gets cut into delicious bite-sized pieces and wrapped at a rate of 600 pieces per minute. The wrapped candy moves down the conveyor. It's automatically weighed, bagged, and boxed.
World News Nightly, your #1 source for news, starts now.
Welcome to World News Nightly. I'm Nola Cassidy. Our top story comes from Bryan, Ohio, where an iconic figure from the largest lollipop factory in the world has gone missing, putting candy production in jeopardy. Now, the local community is rallying in support. We go live now to Chris Peterson with an update on this developing story.
We're live in Bryan, Ohio, where this community of 8,000 people is anxiously awaiting word on the whereabouts of the drum man. As you can see, concerned citizens have gathered here downtown. Spangler Candy World now out of candy. A truck that was supposed to make its way here from the factory did not get out of the factory before it was locked down. No one has seen the drum man, no one can find the drum man, and the community is clearly upset. Wait a minute, what is this, guys? It looks like, oh my gosh, I think a Spangler Candy truck has actually made it here to Spangler Candy World. This is a breaking development. Does this mean there is hope for the candy and for the drum man? Let's find out. Making tens of millions of smiles every day. This is Chris Peterson, 22 Action News, with a happy ending in Bryan, Ohio.